Let's play a drinking game.
Getting
Now
some
we're talking.
answers.
What sort?
We throw daggers. Whoever misses your dear father's head drinks and tells the truth.
Prepare to lose.
It's a good way to get the truth. Because he knows his skills.
Let's start with the obvious. How did you find yourself looking after a young girl?
I promised her grandmother before she died.
He's doing it on purpose.
We're alive.
I mean, at first I thought he was surprised that he missed. So I was like, what is he doing?
Man or monster.
You've become a lightweight, old friend.
So it seems.
You
Yeah, no.
spend a lifetime alone. Then you claim a child of an ancient promise of destiny. What changed you?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
That's a
And
story.
where is this rarest and fairest of all maidens?
She's dead.
I'm sorry, my boy. How are you not heartbroken?
He is.
Who says I'm not?
He's just good at hiding it. Ah, the reunion will be amazing. Hopefully this season.
Oh, the look of a man who's worried he's lost his touch.
The look of a man who's wondering why his old
See?
friend is cheating.
He was
Oh,
surprised
okay,
at the,
okay,
at the
okay, okay.
hit. Because he doesn't want to tell the truth.
Magic knives.
But why? I know who you truly are. What are you hiding now?
I need to drain the snake and hit the silk.
Why are you running?
Go to
Oh, that creeped me out. I'm sorry. That's cool though.
You think that is shut upside down for that?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I was like, that's cool. She's so creepy. I'm sorry. The way she moves too, it's pretty interesting. Sometimes there are ways, like if you film someone backwards, like she'll do the moves but backwards, and then you put it in the right
Who are you?
in the right way and stuff, like that could create that weirdness.
A friend of Nivelin.
Or you
Why?
lower the frame the frame rate.
Yeah.
Are you? I'm different. I'm not you. But I am like you. Why do you travel with that man? I know what he is. He kills things.
Mm-hmm.
Monsters. Yes. Are you a monster? Are you a monster because you are different? Monsters do bad things to people. Humans do bad things to everybody.
Like she's been taking revenge on the town.
Nivelin, he hid you from the Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
He loves you. This must be our secret until you leave.
What is she though?
Right now, I might be wrong, but I have vampire in my mind.
You think?
But I know that I'm wrong though.
But like, I mean, I'm assuming she's the one that has been killing people.
Yeah.
Which is why he's hiding her, because if he knew.
This is a twisted tale of the Beauty and the Beast though.
Yeah.
It flies.
Yeah?
Road just by the gate. If anyone other than me leaves this place, ride for your life.
What's happening?
There's a Brookser in the
Okay.
house.
Brooksa.
What's going on, Geralt?
It's dangerous. Listen. Honestly, they would be good at horror movies or horror TV shows.
Do you remember the episode with the princess who was cursed?
Yeah.
Got the same feeling, like horror movie with the way that they shot it.
It's better this episode though. Like this really feels like a horror movie, and it's not just because she was crawling up the fucking ceiling. It's how she moves, it's, you know. Oh fuck. He can't die. So she feeds off of him and he comes back basically. That's why they're... And she's the one that hasn't left him, so he would protect her. Oh, that's creepy. It's like a very toxic relationship. And he's fine with it because he has no one else, so... And it's really sad that he allows that to happen. Probably because he doesn't think he deserves better. Ugh. Anyone comes out, you need to ride! No, what the
Ciri,
fuck?
be careful.
Oh, the leg is all twisted.
No, Ciri, Ciri.
You hurt me.
You were eating his friend.
Cirilla, she's the Bruxa. Get back to Roche.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Don't run. I can't help myself if you run. He's wrong. I don't want to hurt you.
But you
You
hurt
do
people and
still,
feel
yeah.
it.
Like at this point, I'm not saying you need to kill her because she's different. I'm saying you need to kill her because she has been killing people. It's different.
Even if it is twisted that you're feeding of his friend, like he said, he cannot die. He knows.
Yeah, but
what's
that's not what
going
I'm
on.
talking about.
But
She
that-
killed
yeah,
people.
I know.
Oof. That was cool. That was smooth.
Cirilla,
Geralt, wait, please.
get away from it.
I'll rip her throat out unless you leave us alone.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Mine. Oh, nobody's.
oh, that's fucked up.
I love you.
Yeah, but
I don't
it's...
think that's love, sweetie. No.
Love you.
Help, help, help. Thank you. It wasn't love, man. It wasn't love. Jesus Christ!
For you too.
Die, fucking die, burn! Burn it with fire! Sorry. You literally sacrificed something he cared about to save someone's life. I think that would break any curse.
Didn't the sorceress said love and blood, right?
Why, Geralt?
Killing someone you love?
I guess.
It's wrong.
The curse is lifted. You're free now.
Yeah, he's not happy.
Free. This is what you call free. I found her in the woods. Injured. Starving. She wasn't scared of me. And when she healed, she chose to stay. And to ease her cravings, I let her feed on me.
Yeah.
But she couldn't control herself. She was a monster.
No.
Doesn't matter if she was or wasn't. She loved you.
I knowingly turned my eyes away from what she did to the villagers. Because she didn't care that I was cursed all those years ago for raping the priestess.
I didn't know that.
Please, don't go. I beg you. Use your sword. End this. For me.
You're mortal now.
Do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
Ah. Twist, twist, twist. By the way, did you recognize the actor?
It looks familiar to me. Who is he?
Tormund.
Oh!
Without the
Without
beard.
the beard, yeah.
That's what I wanted to make sure because he looked either like Tormund or the guy from Knight's Tale, so I wasn't, you know.
When I say run, you run. When I say hide, you hide.
Yeah.
And when I say get to work,
Because, like, if he had not come out, she would be dead.
I think there's something wrong with me. Everywhere I go, people die.
I mean, wherever he goes, people die too.
Sometimes I feel like I could burn the whole world. I wouldn't mean to. Just makes me so afraid.
She kind of compares herself to that monster.
fear is an illness. If you catch it and you leave it untreated, it can consume you.
How do you treat that?
You face it. Facing your fear is not easy. But I am here for you. I won't let anything happen to you.
No. I'm so glad they're together.
You're right.
Like, I'm glad she has someone like him to protect her and guide her, and I'm glad he has someone that can open his heart a little bit.
Enough! To your feet. Cut what you need and get moving. We need to reach Sintra by dawn.
The horse?
Look at them. You're leading them to a salvation that doesn't exist. I wonder how long before they turn on you.
Oh, fuck!
Pretty
What?
soon, you know I'm more powerful.
I can see him.
Oh, fuck. Well, and then there were two. We won't see it today, fuck. Well, that clears that
That's
problem.
a good beginning for the second season, guys.
Yes, it's a powerful beginning. Yes.
But yeah, we do have a lot to talk about this.
There's always so much to talk about in these episodes.
To be or not to be a monster. What makes you
let's
a
start.
monster
Let's
or
start
not?
with this because I think it's the more prominent thing in this episode.
Neverland, that's his name, the guy's name?
Yeah, I think
Well, Neverland, Geralt's
It's a
Geralt's friends.
Thormund. Yeah, exactly.
Tormund factor. He did say something that I do agree with. Being a monster is not what you look like; it's what you're doing basically. Your actions makes you a monster.
There are different descriptions as to what a monster is because, I mean, you would look at creatures that are clearly not human, clearly not, animal or anything. Like, they're just beasts and stuff, and they call that monsters, but the definition of monster can apply to many people, many things. They said that humans can be monsters too.
Humans
The
can be
worst monsters of all. And I think we talked about this a lot. Was it in? It's in Hunter x Hunter. We talked about this a lot. Nature versus nurture, and how it's hard to judge a creature for its instinct. Like it has to feed, it has to survive. So. Can we really judge a monster for eating when we kill animals to survive?
Honestly, we cannot judge a creature
For its nature.
for its nature.
Yeah. When you have humans who do so much worse.
To be fair, though, I do not know the conditions for Bruxa. Can it
No.
feed on animals? Can it feed without killing its prey?
I mean, the way she talked about this, it was urges. Like, she was saying, if you run, I won't be able to stop myself. It's like... It's kind of like, you know, it's instinct, you know, it's just, it turns out that you live in the world full of people.
Which doesn't have any control.
Like,
then.
she was attacking the people in the town.
Yeah.
She was killing people despite having a food source at home. She had urges to kill. So there's I think, you know, Geralt showed us many times that he doesn't enjoy killing monsters because he considers himself different too. So he feels that he's more connected to those monsters than he is to humans. So if he has to kill a monster that has done badly or stuff, or a monster like this one who's, you know, not in control of what she does, like she can't stop herself, it's her instincts, it's her urges, he will have this, not this guilt, but this regret that unfortunately it had to come to this. Like when he said she was a monster, it wasn't like, I'm trying to convince you, like it wasn't, like she was a monster, she had to die. Like it was, unfortunately, that's what I had to do. I had to protect the people I care about, and I had to put an end to this because she was killing people.
Yeah.
So there's no happiness behind this. Unfortunately, I think they are monsters that cannot be allowed, at least in this universe, to live in society. It would be different if there was a spot where you can just leave them over there. But she was feeding off of humans. She was killing a bunch of innocents. She had done bad deeds. And at this point, there was no salvation, because if you let her live, a bunch of innocents are going to die. When you apply this to Ciri, it's different. She has not done anything bad yet. She thinks that she compares herself to that Broxa, right? Broxa,
yeah.
And she compares herself to it because she's different, and she has she's talking about how she feels like she could burn the whole world. These are urges based off of anger, but you don't act on them,
But
you know?
What she doesn't think about yet is she still has time to learn to control it.
Exactly.
Right?
Like, she hasn't done anything bad. And considering what she's been through, considering what she's seen and stuff, like, she could go different ways, but a few of them would be turning on people, unleashing this anger and killing innocents. Like, we don't know what could have happened to her if she never met Geralt, but now she's with Geralt and he has been through this idea of, I am different, I could, you know, people have wronged him so much that he could have turned on humans. He could have unleashed his anger on them, but instead he chose to accept that, okay, they're always gonna look at me differently, they're always gonna see me as a monster. I am not gonna blame them for that because people are afraid of differences, and I'm gonna move along. It's not an easy life, but it's the choice he made, and he's there now to help her, you know, I'm not saying make the same choice, but he's there to help her on the right path, because anger could turn her into something that she doesn't want to be. We've seen humans before who have been like that first girl whose name I completely forgot, but the first girl in the first episode who was wronged and chased and hunted and stuff, and her anger turned her into a murderer. Like, she wasn't doing good, and I'm not saying she had to die, but she kind of did. You know, she was killing innocents.
Like we said many times, knowing what happened to her doesn't justify it. Explain why she did it, but it's not an excuse.
It's never an excuse.
It's never an excuse to do something.
Like, the thing we I think we said it, you know, if you act on those, you turn into the thing they call you. So but I really enjoyed that all these characters can basically fit the description of, I am different, I am looked down upon, you know, upon by people who consider themselves normal. They cast me out and they judge me and they insult me, and then I am put in this category which you could call it monster. I am called a monster, and I have to live with that and choose what to do with this, and I am different. But what's interesting when you're different is that you can find a bunch of other people who are also different and bend with them and find community, which is why I think it's interesting that, you know, perhaps we're going to go to Kara Mohan? Fuck, I forgot.
Kara Mohan, yeah.
Yeah, right? Oh, well.
Just right there.
It's the name of the second episode. Okay, so, I mean, where Geralt grew up, because he said it himself, you know, they were attacked because they were different, and they decided to basically disconnect themselves from everyone else and keep it low-key because they'd rather be together and safe than put themselves out there, but it's a place where a bunch of people who are misfits can find community. So I think Ciri being with Geralt this season is going to do wonders, and I think there's no better place for her to grow up, even if Geralt isn't happy with what could happen, because he doesn't want to put her through the...
Well, he doesn't want her to become a witcher.
Yeah.
I do know, though, that in the game, I don't know about the books, but in the game, that's one of the possibility of a future.
Well, in the third game, she is doing the training.
Yeah.
You know? So, there's that. I would not be surprised if she decided to do the training, you know, in this timeline, in this show, in this story, considering that it fits. Like, she would find a family, she would find a purpose.
Maybe also she doesn't want to be afraid anymore. And what's best if she knows how to defend herself, how to control the magic that she already got inside.
That's one thing. And I mean, she showed interest in how he fights and the things he knows, and it's even more than that. It's because he told her what she could do, you know, if she wants safety and stuff. Like, you can always go to, I don't remember the name of the place, but you can go there because you know people over there. But as a princess and has the heir to Sintra, basically your status means that you have a future that's all written for you. So do you want that future? If you want it, we can go there. There's no problem. But if you don't want that, then you're gonna have to keep, you know, going around without a purpose. So eventually it's all good, but she'll want to do something with her life. She'll want to become someone, not just walk around with Geralt forever, you know. So perhaps becoming a witcher or doing the training and then finding a purpose for herself. We'll probably see that, and I'm excited to see her make that decision, you know.
All right.
But for that to happen, she needs to understand herself. Now she's connecting herself to monsters. She's understanding that she's got power. She's a bit afraid of what she could do with that power. So Geralt needs to guide her in the right direction. And I'm really glad that they're together. Because he gets to have, you know, to be more vulnerable.
She can bring his humanity more on the upfront.
Yeah. One thing she needs to learn, though, is that in this new life of hers with him, she cannot afford to be pig-headed, you know, bullheaded and stuff. When she was a princess, it was different. Like, you can stand your ground, and I mean, you can still stand your ground, but now you are in his universe, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. If you say run, you run. If you say hide, you hide.
Yeah,
if you say go to road, you go to road.
It's
because
not the
that
time, yeah.
universe is dangerous.
Because, I mean, that's the thing. Like, she's so young, and she doesn't know this way of living or anything, and he's been through some shit. I think you should trust in his experience.
Well, if you think about it, until the fall of Sintra,
she lived a sheltered life.
She only knew the life of the castle.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Sheltered life. After that, she was on the run.
But she was acting like
times.
a princess. She was making decisions, which is fine, but she was making decisions based off of what she wanted to do. And she, like I was telling you, she had a bit of an attitude because she knew what power she held over Geralt, but she needs to understand that this universe is his. He understands it, he knows how dangerous it is, and you could die in it if you don't listen. So if you don't want to always listen, if you don't want Geralt to, you know, rule everything in your life, ask him to train you. You know, ask him to make you stronger. But until then, you need to listen to him. He's been through some shit. That was a pair of glasses. Baby.
I did say that knowledge is power. She needs to learn from him. She needs to learn from this universe how the world works.
I love that he's allowing her to be in the conversations when, you know, he could be sheltering her a lot, but it looks like he doesn't want to do that, and I really like that because that's how you gain respect. You know, I'm not going to treat you like a little girl. You are no longer a little girl, not after what you've been through, and now you have to grow up really fast. So, I'll treat you like an adult. But you need to listen.
Even if she was still a little girl, well, she's still a little girl to be honest.
She is, yeah.
But
she lost her innocence.
Sheltering her wouldn't be good in the long run because she needs to learn how the world works basically. So,
in any case, so that was the monster talk.
Do you want to talk about Nivellem first or Yennefer? Because I want to talk a little bit about Geralt
Well,
friends.
let's finish the
That part of the
that
episode?
part of the episode.
Okay.
Because there was a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, but like we talked about the monster side, how what it means to be a monster and stuff. There was something else, but I can't remember it, and now I'm mad that I didn't write it down.
Okay.
Maybe if you talk about him, I'll remember.
Okay,
him.
regarding the friends, first of all, we do not know what he did to the temple.
Well, he sacked it.
Yeah,
He raped the priestess too.
that we didn't know. To oneself, you can find the strength to forgive yourself. Doesn't mean that people will do it in your case.
Yeah, I think indirectly that was what I wanted to talk about.
Because from what I saw, he felt so much guilt that he killed himself. Couldn't. I think that he will do it too.
The thing is, though, I think this is tricky because we didn't know what he did when we said that, but then again, the concept is still true. Like, technically, if you do something wrong and some people call you monsters and stuff, it does depend on what you do, but at the end of the day, if you feel repentant for what you did, and you truly,
If you're truly repentant and you...
Yeah, if you're truly repentant
Yeah.
and stuff, and you're the person that needs to forgive, himself first. Because if you're not capable of doing that, how are others meant to forgive you? Then again, what he did was terrible. And the priestess got revenge. Yeah, I know, he's massacring my fucking chair, I know. In any case, she got revenge on him, and with him, I feel like the attempts to kill himself were more because he couldn't deal with the punishment. It wasn't so much that he regretted what he did. It's kind of like, oh, you feel bad because you got caught. It's not you would have felt bad because you did something wrong. It's more like, now I cannot deal with the consequences of what I did, so I feel bad. But look at, like, she's also going to have to deal with the consequences of what she did. Like, she didn't have a choice, So I don't think he felt repentant for what he did so much as he felt he couldn't deal with the consequences, and that's why he felt like an asshole. I'm not saying he didn't regret it in the end, but I'm saying that his punishment was deserved, and I think the curse was lifted because he killed someone he loved. But that's saying a lot, considering the person he loved truly didn't love him. I don't think I think it was more of a need for both of them, He needed someone in his life that wasn't going to judge him for his appearance, and she also needed someone in her life that could help her manage her urges, and even that wasn't working, it wasn't strong enough, but still, it was a love born of need. So they were both, in a toxic way, using each other instead of having unconditional love and stuff. Like, they needed something from the other, and they took it.
Don't forget also the fact that by saying that he loved her, he allowed her to kill the villagers also, right?
It's toxic. It's toxic because, like, when you love someone and you know that they're doing something bad, you're supposed to stop it, you're supposed to understand. Which is why also at the end I'm like, he killed her because she was about to kill Ciri. So, in my opinion, that was the best move.
He did not kill her. He stopped her, but he did not kill her.
Well, I mean, it was pretty much close. It was close. It wasn't strong enough to kill her, but he stabbed her heart.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, he tried to kill her because she was about to kill Ciri, which in my opinion was the biggest show of love. Like, she was too far gone, she was about to do something too crazy, and he stopped her for good. Great. That's a good move. I get why the curse was lifted there. But then again, see, he can't live with himself. So the guilt is eating him alive, and it's not even the guilt of what he did back then. It's the guilt of having destroyed the love that he couldn't get rid of, even if it was toxic. So it's a
complicated case, guys.
It's a complicated case.
But
what I said about, you forgiving yourself when you do something, it applies to people like Ciri, for example, who I thought, she was saying, I see you and you're not a monster, because she also killed people, and now we also know.
Like
Well, she feels like she she's to blame for this, and she feels afraid of what she could do. So she's like, it's like you're carrying that guilt, but then again, they were attacking you. They were, you know, they were literally putting you in danger. They were robbing you, and you reacted, and you were not in control of your abilities. So in your case, in Ciri's case, she wasn't to blame, you know. So I'm saying you need to forgive yourself first if you want other people to then look at you differently. Like, if you accept yourself, other people might accept you.
Even so, that won't certify that people will look at you differently or will forgive you also.
No, but it's the first step.
The only thing that you can have certain control over is yourself, right?
I'm saying that if you are not capable of forgiving yourself, how are other people meant to forgive you?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
I'm not saying that the other people will judge her differently, but if that's gonna give her confidence, that's gonna give her strength, and that's gonna help her move along, and then other people can eventually make connections with her. It's complicated. It's complicated. It's a case per case. It's a case per case thing, and with the friend here, I think he had the end he deserved. Like, you basically have to reap what you sow, and you committed something terrible that led you to that consequence, and we felt bad for him at first, not knowing what he truly did, because we thought, oh, you were stupid, you were drunk, or you were high or something, and then you sacked a temple, and someone got, revenge on you, but that got out of hand. So we felt bad, but then we found out he did something more terrible, so his punishment was deserved. And then in the end, he still feels guilty, but you deserve that guilt. So if you cannot forgive yourself, you'll have to take matters into your own hand. And if you die, you'll kill yourself. But someone is not gonna take that away from you. Geralt would not do that to him. You deserve what you're going through because of the choices you made. So we're not gonna make it easy on you by killing you because you can't live with the guilt. If you cannot live with it, take care of it yourself. If you can, great, move on. But that's on you. So it does apply in a more harsh way. If that makes any sense, I'm sorry. It's been so long, and the cat is kind of distracting me because he is doing this on my chair.
Our cat
is a monster. Let's quickly talk about
gaming
yeah, he's killing the Starks. Okay, let's quickly talk about everything else. Basically, there's not much to talk about yet because we haven't seen the rest of it. But Yennefer is enemy territory.
I'm so glad that she survived.
Of course. I'm just wondering when she'll meet up with the others eventually. Like, when are they gonna learn she's still alive?
Probably when we're gonna learn more about the White Flame. Because she's at the right place to learn about it.
The thing is, I at first I was like, okay, they're gonna bring her back. They said they wanted to sacrifice her. Fine, not that that's gonna happen, but still. I was worried at first, but then again, now there's only 2 of them, and yes, Yennefer is tied up and stuff, but if there's 2 of them and there's an attack happening and there's definitely something out there, she's gonna need help. Yeah. So Fringilla, she's gonna, or Fringilla. She's gonna have to untie her. She's gonna need help and support. So Yennefer is not gonna go anywhere where Yennefer doesn't want to go. If she sees an opportunity to learn something, or she'll probably do whatever she wants. But now they're in it together, so we'll see how that develops. Perhaps Fringilla is gonna change her mind and change, or we're gonna learn something from her because this whole talk of I'm free to make my own choices now. I'm like, no, I think you just switched from one set of rules to another set of rules, and you're pretending that you're free, but this is just how they manipulate you. Because you definitely changed, and you definitely changed your values and your opinions on a lot of shit, so what was told to you for that to happen?
To think that killing people, conquering kingdoms is to save them.
Well, no, they want to bring their truth, like what they learned south, they want to bring north.
They want to liberate the north,
yeah.
And by doing it, they need to kill a bunch of people.
Well,
that is not a good thing.
It's not so much that they have to kill a bunch of people. They're gonna kill the ones that stand in their way to, that want to stop them from spreading that truth. But
that is still not a good way of thinking.
What is it? No, it's not a good way of thinking. But What is it that you think is the liberation, like the truth that you learned? Like, why do you think you're so much better? And what happened that, you know, led you to believe that this was the truth and this was the answer to everything? Because you weren't like that before, and now you're so much different, and not just her, everyone else seems, you know, from there seems to think like that. So, and you think it's just that justifies killing people. So I'm interested in finally learning, perhaps this season, what's been said, what's been taught to them, you know, what they believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps we're going to get that now that Yennefer is stuck with her. And also, what's been attacking them? I don't know. It's powerful. There's been hints of the Wild Hunt. I'm excited to see if this is going to go anywhere. I don't know if this is that, but they mentioned it. So I still haven't gone, you know, far in the game, in the third game, unfortunately. Like, I keep stopping because I don't have time to play. And so I don't know much about the lore of the third game or what they're talking about here, but I still think it's exciting that they're bringing it up. So, I don't know. I'm excited for this season as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also happy with the show of emotions, because all these characters from season 1, they were acting, you know, like they didn't care about others, you know, they were so cold, and they had this mask of, I'm not being affected by anything. But now this episode, I mean, Geralt is showing vulnerability. Ciri is also, you know, showing more mature, that she's more mature, yeah. And you've got also, I forgot her name, Yennefer's teacher. I keep forgetting her name.
Tessera, that's her name?
Yeah. Anyway, she's showing a lot of love and care. Well, not care, but she's showing a lot of emotions in the wake of perhaps Yennefer's death. So I think it's interesting. And where was, like, we always knew she took her as a personal favorite.
A weird where she cares a lot about Yennefer because she saw potential in her.
Yeah, but then that care and stuff was always hidden really well behind that mask. Like, she took her as a mentor. Like, she was her mentor and stuff, which is great. And she was always trying to guide her, so sort of, considering, you know, what she believed in and where she wanted her to go. She was guiding her towards that. But now that she thinks she's dead, she's showing so much emotions. And I'm like, where were those emotions when she needed you?
They're always there when it's too late.
I'm gonna put you out of the room and close the door. You're pissing me off.
Baby.
That chair costs a lot. Fuck up. I know. Okay, did you want to talk about anything else from this episode?
Maybe about how they shot this episode, because
Just great.
I love it so much when they're doing the episode like an horror movie.
Well, there's a lot of like love it or hate it, the show. Visually, it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cinematography of it looks good, and I mean, it makes sense considering how little episodes there are, how much time they take for each episode, and just how long an episode is.
Yeah,
you know? You see they put care in it.
I don't know if that was the intent to have Beauty and the Beast vibe from that episode with the.
Well, that's the story. That's a story, but like the horror vibe was always there, but this episode it was kind of extra.
Yeah.
They were extra careful to push it through, and I loved how they portrayed the Bruxe. So, like I said, like there are multiple ways to do effects like this. Like if you record someone doing moves backwards and then you put it in the right way,
or you record it,
it's gonna look weird.
Slow-mo and shorter frame rate.
Yeah,
and you accelerate at the end. It's gonna give that effect too.
Well, I mean, it's gonna look like you're missing a few frames and stuff, so that's gonna do the
and give that twisted effect when she moves. Sorry, I'm repeating what you're saying. I know.
Basically, because you don't know about this, so like,
I know what it is. I don't know how to say it. That's the difference.
In any case, I love the little touches of that we saw this episode, because it made her look much more terrifying as a monster, and I really enjoyed it. I'm excited for episode 2, because we're gonna go to Kaer Morhen. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing every word.
But yeah, that episode, just visually, the horror vibe, the beauty...
in the background all the time.
The Beauty and the Beast vibe also, again, I don't know if that one intended, but to me it looks like it. But
I mean, it's sort of, yeah.
It was a tragic horror version of the Beauty and the Beast.
A very, very tragic horror version of the Beauty and the Beast. Well, it's the same sort of message.
I want to know about you, but do you think that he killed his servant or she?
He said he killed his servants because he didn't know his strength or, you know,
Okay. Because I thought about but maybe.
Why would he lie about this? Like, he found her in the woods.
He lied about a lot of stuff.
No, but he said he killed his servants right after.
Okay.
Whereas he found her in the woods later. So, the timing doesn't work.
Okay.
She didn't kill his... I mean, she killed a bunch of people, but he killed his servants.
All right.
Okay, so that's it for episode 1. That was a long discussion. I was starting to be like, dude, we gotta move on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Welcome back to this show. I'm so excited to see where they're gonna go because, like, so far this episode was great. So yeah, I am excited and hopefully you are too. Thank you for watching this with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't, the next one will be on YouTube next week, guys. So keep an eye on it. We're gonna see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.